And this is just another session to get you going in the practice. So by the time you get home after this Ramadan, this becomes easy for you, second nature, to at least to do the cleansing of the lataifs. So for that, we have our Ustadh Shabbir Hassan who will be leading this session. And I'm going to hand over to him now. Jazakallah.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashraf al-anbiya wal mursaleen. وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته السلام علينا وعلى عباد الله الصالحين. Alhamdulillah, all praise to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most merciful, the most kind, the most generous, who has given us this faith, this iman. So inshallah one day with His mercy we'll enter into paradise and be with Him and see Him and be with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Peace and salutations upon the beloved Messenger sallallahu alaihi wasallam, upon the family of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, upon the whole ummah. So alhamdulillah, we're going to do a session on Ascension.
Sorry, is anybody who did Muraqabah dua yesterday upstairs? Put your hand up. 1, 2. Just, can you go upstairs in the booth? There's a different session for you planned. Jazakallah. Sorry, brother. Please go.
So, inshallah, today's session is going to be the Muraqabah Ascension practical session. So, one question I want to ask is, everybody familiar with the colors of the lataifs? Everybody? Anybody confused? So, inshallah, what we'll do is, I'm not going to go into detail on how to cleanse. So I'll just give an indication where the latifas are going to be. So I'm going to say red below the navel, orange navel, the yellow in the stomach area, the green in the heart, the light blue throat, the blue or dark blue on the forehead, and the white latifa on top. So this is what I'm going to, in the Muraqabah, I'll just indicate like this. Obviously, do you know how to cleanse the latifa? So the name of Allah is above, changing different colors, coming down, the light, you bring it down through your nose, so breathe deep, breathe through your nose, right to the front of the latifa, and then push it into the latifa, whichever color it is, and then imagine it's coming out, all the dirt is coming out from the back. So these, the latifas represent certain things a person does in their life. You don't need to know about all of these things, and we're not going to go through it right now. But what can happen is, for example, there's certain sins that a person accumulates knowingly, unknowingly throughout the day. And this has an effect in the spiritual world as well. So so the person is, say, love of dunya is in his heart, or he's done something throughout the day. So it's very subtle, the latifas are very subtle, and the spiritual world is very, so if you do something wrong throughout the day, and then there's a blockage in the spiritual world, is because there's something that's happened throughout the day. So to keep yourself, first of all, purified through the purification course, and then the second thing is, this is the reason that we cleanse the latifas before we go into the spiritual world, so that, you know, all the dirt is coming out of your body, and then you're transferring into the spiritual world, where, you know, hopefully there's no dirt left, or a little bit of dirt, and then inshallah your visions can become more clearer. So there's a couple of things before we start. So number one is, everybody can have an experience. It's not that, oh, somebody has to visually see to have an experience. So number one is the thought. You know, the person can travel through his thought. So imagine there's two people traveling, yeah? So one is seeing everything and the other one is not seeing anything. But at the same time, spiritually, they're both in the same place. So regardless whether you see or you don't see, what happens is as soon as you transfer, you're in that place anyway. So now it's up to you to bring that thought there. So for example, you're in Medina Sharif, and you waiting for, on a vision of the green dome and everything, but it's not happening for you. So what do? Are you going to sit there and cry? No, you go with your mind. In your mind, you think, okay, I'm in Medina Sharif, or you try and visualize yourself. You've been Medina Sharif, you've seen pictures of the green dome. So try and visualize it yourself in your mind, what it would look like. Get the hal. Imagine that you are there. Nobody's saying that you have to imagine that you are there. You know how you say, okay, let's think. Say you like some food. Why I brought food? We're all fasting. But imagine you like some food, yeah, and you want to eat certain kind of a burger. So you've had this burger before, and now you're at home, and say your mother, your wife has cooked certain foods, but you don't want that food. You want that burger that you ate before. So what happens is in your mind, an image automatically comes in your mind that you have that feeling, I was in that place. This is how all the emotions come in. All the emotions, the burger, everything. And it's as though you're tasting that burger in your mouth. That's how it feels. Yeah. So the same way in the Ascension as well, try and bring that emotions. If you've been to Medina Sharif, how did it feel when you were there in front of the green dome? How did it feel, the cities of Medina while you're walking? How did it feel, and other things like this that will come in the Ascension. So don't just sit there blank, but direct your spirit to different places as well. So direct it, and then inshallah you will have some kind of an experience as well. So imagine, so another thing is, say you're in front of, say, a pious person in the spiritual world, yeah? So one is like, ask them a question. Ask them a question about yourself. Ask them about how you can enhance your journey or anything that's bothering you. Ask them a question. And then an inspiration might come from that person, a thought. You might think it's your own thought. You might think, well, you put it there yourself. But we are just empty shells. Allah's putting things the angels are putting things into our mind, the thoughts. Where these ideas come from? It doesn't come from ourselves, it comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah's putting thoughts and inspirations into your heart. We can't see Allah, but Allah inspires people. Like for example, how did the bee know how to make honey? Where did that come from? Did he went to a workshop and say, okay, I'm going to learn from another bee or something? No, it was inspired by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you can be inspired as well by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But you have to keep your mind open and not close it yourself. So many people block themselves. It's not happening for me. I'm just going to sit there. I'm going to just enjoy the nasheed, or I'm just going to go to sleep. That's what so no, keep your mind active in the remembrance. So if you're in front of the Prophet ﷺ, just bring the seerah of the Prophet ﷺ in your ascension. How did the Prophet ﷺ, obviously we've read about the Prophet ﷺ, their lifestyle, their character and everything. So bring these things in. So this will bring a connection with you and the Prophet ﷺ as well, inshallah. So there's different kinds of things. So one is thought, imagination, and the third level is when a person sees which is out of his control. The number 1 and 2 is in the control of the person. So anybody can have this experience, but the part number 3 is not in your control. So you cannot control. So another thing as well to remember is that when you're doing the ascension, when you're doing the transfer, when you're going through the motions, what happens is sometimes your spirit will automatically transfer. So leave that transfer there. You don't need to come back and cleanse your latifas. So you say, if I'm saying, oh, you're on the green one, you've already transferred in the spiritual world, you're already there, you know, and then you could bringing yourself back to the green latif. You don't need to do that. You just carry on. The one who can visually see, you just carry on wherever you are. You don't need to come back and cleanse your latifas. So if you've already transferred halfway through the latifas, it can happen. Like for example, in the Dood Majlis, when the person is reciting the Qira'at, the Quran, what happens at that time? People just close their eyes, then automatically they're in the spiritual world. They've not cleansed their latifas or anything, but they're in the spiritual world. So when this experience happens, you just let it carry on. And the main thing is, obviously, here you get a boost. The main test is when you leave here and when you go back home. Then, you know, you can be tested. You know, some people have been doing, you know, these latifas after 1 year, 2 years, then they get an opening, you know. So depending, you can be tested by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to see how steadfast you are in your daily life, whether you're just here for that day and for that moment, and then when you're home, you're back to your own selves. So it's not going to work like that. Yeah, you know, so Allah can test you on your sincerity, how sincere you are. That when you feel good, then you remember Allah, you do His dhikr. When you don't feel good, then you don't remember Allah. You miss your prayers, you don't do your zikr, you don't remember Allah. So that means we are servants to our feelings. We are worshipping our feelings, not Allah. Yeah? Whether we like it or not, we do our prayers. Whether we like it or not, we do our zikr. Whether we like it or not, we do our meditation, the Ascension. This is a great gift, you know, and to keep hold of that gift, you have to respect that gift. You have to honor that gift. If you don't honor it outside of ITIKAF, then we've really lost out. We've really lost out, inshallah. So always remember a couple of these points. We are not worshippers of our feeling. We are worshippers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So whether we like it or not, the person who feels good and he worships Allah, yeah, he gets his reward as well. The person who doesn't feel good and he worships Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he gets double the reward. Why? Because he doesn't feel like it. You know, he feels all congested or he's demotivated, but he's pushing himself to worship Allah. He's pushing, so that person is more sincere than the person, oh, I feel good today, yeah, you know, I feel like I can do more zikr today, I can do not 20 minutes, I can do 40 minutes today. I can pray 3 chapters of the Quran today. I feel good, I feel on top of the world, I've got this buzz around me. You know, but who's he doing it for? Is he doing it for Allah or is he doing it for that feeling? So this is what we have to be careful. So same with the Ascension, sometimes it might feel dry. Just do it. It doesn't matter. You were given a task to do, just do the task. Don't go off your feeling, oh, I don't feel good, you know, this is not happening for me, this, that, you know, don't. You know, Lataif is there for you to purify yourself, to cleanse your body, mind and the heart, inshallah. So if you now turn the lights off, inshallah. So now, inshallah, everybody close your eyes. Sorry? The reflection, inshallah, will be after, no, we got Hazab, isn't it? So if you close your eyes, focus. Allah is with you, Allah is watching you, Allah is hearing you, so really focus. As Allah mentions in the Quran, I am with my servant wherever he is us that don't acknowledge this. So really feel the presence of Allah, that Allah is with you, Allah is watching you, Allah is hearing you. So wherever you stand, Allah is watching you. So whatever is going through your heart, through your mind, Allah knows everything. And now you can do the preparation amals, which is Surah Fatiha once. Ayatul Kursi once. And then the three quls, Qul huwallahu ahad, Qul a'udhu bi rabbil falaq, and Qul a'udhu bi rabbin nas, in that order, 3 times. Now blow upon the palm of your hands and rub it all over your body. Now we're going to go through the 3 mindsets. Number 1 is humbleness. So think of moments of humbleness in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That we are not worthy of this beautiful gift or anything that Allah has blessed us with. We cannot worship Allah the way Allah should be worshipped. So really connect with Allah and communicate with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And now thank Allah for all of the blessings He's bestowed upon you, the Iman He has given you, and you getting to know Allah. He's revealed Himself to us, and then being under the Ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, being in this masjid, all of the other blessings Allah has bestowed you in your life, just bring it towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then reliance upon Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're not going through your own self through this journey, but rely upon Allah. Ask Allah to take you there. Don't rely upon yourself, rely upon Allah. Now if you recite after me. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Astaghfirullah. 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 الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه أستغفر الله الذي لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم وأتوب إليه اللهم ربي بجاه نور وجهك الكريم اجمع بيننا وبينك في الدنيا قبل الآخرة اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا ومولانا محمد في كل لمحة ونفس عدد ما وسعه علم الله السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته السلام عليك أيها النبي ورحمة الله وبركاته لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم Now bring the focus. Allah is with you. Allah is watching you. Allah is hearing you. Now imagine the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is above us in bright white nur. And now you're taking a deep breath, bringing the light from Allah's name into your body. And with each breath you're taking, all your anxieties, all your stresses, anything that's affecting you mentally is all disappearing, and all the darkness is disappearing from your body. And imagine your body is becoming light full of nur. So with each breath, you can do this. Really feel that light coming into your body and really feel that darkness is leaving. Now the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is turning to red. So again, the same methodology. Through your nose, breathing, bringing the light straight down through your body into the red latifa, which is situated below the navel, below the belly button. And imagine you pushing the light in through the front of the latifa, and you can see all the darkness inside. And now with this light, you're pushing all of the darkness out of the back of the latifa. So deep breath in, and on the outer breath, pushing through the red latifa, cleansing it, making it shine. Now the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has turned into orange, and the latifa is in the navel area, in the belly button area. So the methodology will still be the same. Now the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has turned into yellow, and the latifa is above the belly button in the stomach area. So really focus with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So you can speak to Allah as you're cleaning your latifas. Ask Allah, oh Allah, help me to clean my latifas. Oh Allah, help me. Give me the strength to do this. This is your striving you have to do. Have reliance upon Allah and really put an effort in. Show Allah that you want to be with Him. That's why you're making this effort to cleanse your latifas. Now the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is turned into green, and the Latifa is in the chest area. So again the same, utilizing the same methodology to cleanse the green Latifa, really asking Allah's help, communicating with Allah, being in His presence. Now the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has turned into light blue, and the Latifa is based in the throat area. So again, utilizing the same methodology. Now the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is turning into blue or indigo color. So again, utilizing the same methodology, and the Latifa is situated in the forehead, so bringing it straight into the forehead, and imagine cleansing the Latifa, imagine coming out from the back, so straight. into your forehead. Now the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is turned into light, nur, white again, and the latifa is on top of your head. So again, directly taking the light into the white latifa and cleansing the white latifa which is on top of your head. Now as you're breathing in, imagine the white light is going throughout your body, and as it's going throughout your body is filling up like a balloon with each breath you're taking in, and on the outer breath, your body is becoming lighter and lighter like a feather. As you're breathing, you can see that all parts of your body is disappearing, starting from the feet, and then your legs disappearing. As you keep on breathing, your stomach area has disappeared, your arms and your chest has disappeared, and your head, your shoulders, everything has disappeared now. And now one by one, each of the latifs are disappearing. As you breathe, the red has disappeared, the orange is disappeared, the yellow, the green, the light blue, the blue indigo, and the white. Now all of your latifs have disappeared. Now remains your breath and your spirit. Now make a mirror image of yourself, of your spiritual body. So we look into a mirror every day, we know what we look like. So make an image of yourself in front of you, and that's your spiritual body. and that's where you'll be transferring into. And now take deep breaths, and after about 3 or 4 deep breaths, take the golden breath. The golden breath is where you transfer your spirit into your spiritual body, which is in front of you. If you haven't transferred, take the golden breath and transfer into your spiritual body. And now we are meeting with our teacher, Hazrat Sahib, and we give our salams to them. And they give their salams back. And now is your time to communicate with the blessed teacher in the spiritual world. So you come tell them anything you want, like you would do in the physical world. So from the heart, speak from the heart and communicate. And just think in your mind if there's an inspiration coming back to you or into your heart. And now, with our blessed teacher, is just like an instant. We appear to be traveling towards Morocco in Fez, and then we can see the graveyard. We can see the night sky. The moon is out and the stars are there. And then we walk slowly towards, in between the graves, towards the grave of Sayyidina Abdul Aziz at-Dabbagh rahimahullah. And then now we are outside. And our blessed teacher enters into the mazar of Sayyidina Abdul Aziz at-Dabbagh rahimahullah. And we all follow in, and we are stood there giving our salams to Sayyidina Abdul Aziz at-Dabbagh rahimahullah. And now they appear, and they are pleased to see us. And they addresses us by saying, "Oh my children, I'm so happy to see you." And now it's your time to communicate with Sayyidina Abdul Aziz at-Dabbagh rahimahullah. So you can ask them anything, or you can just be in their presence. Now we take permission to leave from Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Dabbagh Rahimullah. And now suddenly the scene changes and we see ourselves in the Ghusl Khana. We see ourselves laid on the Ghusl Khana. And we are there, still breathing, about to die. Are we ready to die? The things that we have done in our lives. Are we ready to leave this world? Now you can see the angels of mercy are coming and the angels of punishment are coming. For some, the angels of mercy are telling them of the gifts that they will receive in the hereafter. And they are happy to leave this world, ready to die. And for some, the angels of punishment are coming, and they do not want to leave this world. They want to stay here. Now the scene changes and we see ourselves inside the grave. There are people around us, burying us inside our grave. We are inside and we can see all the darkness around us. All our friends and family has left us. There is nobody, just ourselves inside the grave. Now the angels are coming to question you in the grave. Are you answering these questions? Some people are answering the questions correctly because they have lived their life according to the life of how Allah wanted them to live and followed the way of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And some are finding it difficult to answer the questions. So the angels of punishment, or they're waiting to punish this person. The snakes and the scorpions are waiting to punish this person. And for the believer, the one who has been forgiven by Allah, his grave has expanded so wide and so big. He can see the delights, he can see the garden of paradise that he will attain. Now we see ourselves, the scene changes, and now we see on the left, we see the punishments of the hellfire taking place. And on the right, we see the delights of paradise. Where are we? You can see the gardens of paradise, the rivers, the streams, and you can see severe punishments in the hellfire. And now we slowly transfer back into our own spiritual body and come back to the place where we started the ascension. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. So you can stay in that state and do not talk to anybody, inshallah, and then you can carry on in your prayers as well. So keep in that state and don't try and speak to anybody, inshallah.
Kunia.